But for now, delighted to say it's good afternoon to Conor Benn. Conor, how are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. You guys well?
Very well indeed. Mr. Simon Jordan is with me, and of course, so is your mucker, Spencer Oliver. Congratulations, Conor. We saw the job you did in one Samuel Vargas. 80 seconds it took you to get rid of him. Did you expect it to go the way that it went for you? I mean, it was virtually perfect. It was glitchless.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at articles that were done a few weeks before the fight, I said I wouldn't be surprised if I knocked him out in one round. I'm feeling so strong. And it just goes to show how tough Formella was. I mean, I'm sparring 15 rounds with 3 middleweights. Majority of my sparring for the lead up to this fight have been with middleweights, and I'm holding my own. So I'm definitely getting stronger. My physique's changing, mentally changing. So I predict a lot more knockouts moving forward.
Yeah, Samuel Vargas had a history, didn't he, of being very, very tough. He's mixed it with the top guys. Amir Khan, he had on the seat of his pants before. Khan won on points. He'd pushed Errol Spence Jr., Danny Garcia. So going into that one, we expected a few more rounds out of that. We thought that I thought it was going to be. I always had you down to win, but just thought that he may cause a few problems. But I've got to say, Conor, that's like, we was talking about it before that you're the most improved fighter, maybe not just in Britain, but in the world. You just seem to be moving at such a rapid rate. But that was flawless, that performance. And as soon as you caught your guy, we saw glimpses of your old man, if I'm totally honest. You get the guy, as soon as you hit someone, they stay hit, they stay hurt.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a brilliant performance, mate.
Well, I think we stopped referring to me as an improving fighter, an improved fighter. It's getting to a stage now where, I'm a good fighter and that's that. Will I get better? Yeah, but don't everybody in their career. We're always working, we're always learning. I mean, school's never out. You're always learning in this sport. I'm a good fighter. And that's that. I'm a top world contender. I've seen an article with Sean Porter saying I wouldn't fight the likes of Conor Benn, Virgil Ortiz or Jaron Ennis because they are the future of boxing. And, hear that coming from Sean Porter himself saying, I've watched his fight with Formella. He's a great boxer. I think we changed an improved fighter. He's a great fighter and that's that.
So you think you've lost that tag now as prospect? You're now sort of top contender, really, I suppose, is what we're saying.
I don't think it. I don't think it. It's facts. I mean, I beat Formella more convincingly than Sean Porter did. I've just knocked out someone in one round who it took Virgil Ortiz, who's 17-0, 17 knockouts, 7 rounds. And then Amir Khan, floored Amir Khan, Amir Khan got saved by the bell twice. So, and I've knocked him out in one round. And if people saying it was an early stoppage, they didn't see his eyes rolling to the back of his head when I am with that uppercut. So, it's not what I think, it's what I know. And, I think everyone knows I'm a top world contender, ranked in the IBF, ranked in the WBA, and so on.
That's fair enough, is it not, Simon?
Oh,
like the sounds of that.
Oh, no, it was an outstanding performance. Outstanding performance from the moment he walked into the ring, looked at Vargas. I was massively impressed from the moment he threw that overhand right, followed by a straight right, followed by an uppercut. It was good night. And anyone that said... And there was some people saying, and we discussed it off air, about the fact it was stopped early. It wasn't stopped early.
No.
What they saved what Vargas from was more damage.
Listen, I said, I saw an interview actually with Vargas after saying, I was just getting into it, etc., etc. And I was watching the fight live. The combinations landed. It started with a good right hand. Vargas got rocked. Conor jumped on him, landed some brilliant uppercuts, other shots. We're in a situation here with boxing that everybody now, these people that sit in their armchairs going, that fight was stopped too soon. Yeah. Had it gone in another 10 seconds, we could be sitting here saying, that's out of order. Like that kid's in a position now where he could be fighting for his life. Or, I mean, he was totally gone.
Spence, so you see that 1-2 I threw 2 1-2s down the middle. We started covering up. So then I've gone 1-2, but with a hook around the side. And then I've gone back to the 1-2. And then I've hooked him around the side again. Then I've come up the middle, then straight back down the middle. So I wanted to just let people know it was all calculated. I opened him up nicely. I come round the side, come up the middle, and I come straight down the middle. I opened him up nicely and made sure all them shots landed. I wanted to show this fight my accuracy and what we've been working on. That was so key for me and showing that I can take my time. I know, listen, I'll never be a textbook fighter. You know, and to some people it looked, you know, he's going full steam here and he's rushing. No, it was very, very calculated. I just have a way of throwing my shots, you know,
very accurate as well. Very accurate as well.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Was it different from when you walked in the ring? You had an expectation of what Vargas was, and when you walked into the middle of the ring and you threw your first punch, did it change the mentality of what you were facing in terms of, you know, you want to get fighters out there as early as you possibly can, but realizing that you can do it as soon as you walk in the ring is a different dynamic. Was there a change in the mentality as you walked into when the fight started, thinking, okay, I've got to be a bit mindful of him. He's a bit durable. I know what he did with Khan and what Khan didn't do with him, but I'm me and I do things differently. Was there a change of the thinking when you threw your first punch, or was it always, I'm going to take him out whenever I feel like it?
No, as soon as I threw my first punch, it did change. It changed twice, because when I got in there, I thought he looked big and he looked like he looked in good shape. You know, and I've heard that he's trained really hard for the fight. So, but then when I see him, he looked completely different to when I see him on the scales, and I thought, okay, all right, then you're weighing a bit here. And then I hit him with my 1-2 straight down the middle, and then I just thought, nah, mate, like, no chance of you is this going points. But I see him mark up straight away under the eye. I see him mark up bad, and I thought, nah. And then when I hit him with that 1-2, it just went like round the ear. He stumbled, and I thought, he felt that. And then I just jumped straight on him. My dad said to me, son, when you see an opening, pants on him. And that was my last message from my dad. And then I messaged him straight after, went, yeah, Dad, I pants on him.
Well, you certainly did that, and then Amir Khan says, no, it won't be Conor Benn for me. I mean, what are you hearing, Conor? What do you think's next for you?
Amir Khan's lawyer got in touch straight away, said they were interested, and then Amir Khan put that tweet out. But he's saying it don't make sense. But then, how does it make sense in fighting Billy Dib, who's a friend of mine, a super featherweight in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, wherever it was? How does that make sense? But yet Vargas is giving him hell, and I knocked him out in 1 round. But that don't make no sense. He's talked his way out of a fight. All these fighters out there, if you want to talk your way out of a fight, learn from Khan, because he's done that numerous times now. So,
do you want to fight Khan?
Yeah, of course I would. I mean, listen, idols to rivals. He's achieved everything I wanted to achieve in the sport. And it's funny because you wouldn't think this a few years ago, 4 years ago, 5 years. You wouldn't have imagined this, but idols do become rivals. And, you know, he fought, who was it, Barrera?
Yeah.
Who was at the end of his career. Can't remember who it was. He fought someone who was right at the end of their career. Like, I think it was his last fight before he retired.
It was Marco Antonio Barrera, yeah.
It was,
doing
wasn't
that
it?
one,
So,
yeah, and it was quite sad to watch that.
Exactly. So, and he don't want to take the fight. Fair play to him. I don't blame him. But don't be talking like, oh, it don't make sense when you're fighting some super featherweight at late notice in Saudi. Yeah. So yeah, don't come with all that. Do you know what I mean?
That'd be good, Simon, wouldn't it? Conor to take on Amir Khan. I
mean, it'd be a fascinating fight. I think Conor would beat Amir purely and simply by the level. I know you hate it, Conor, but the level of improvement that has happened and will continue to keep on happening, because now mentally he's moving through the gears as well. He knows what he's got. He knows what's in front of him. He knows what his opportunities are. But it's all degrees of loss for Amir. He fights a British fighter. Conor beats him. His legacy's gone.
It's all about the legacy.
And that's why he doesn't fight him.
And that's why he knows that Conor's a kid that's on the rise and rising rapidly. And that's why he doesn't want to fight. I understand it, as does Conor. Yeah. That's why he's chasing maybe Kell Brook, because they're on sort of level paths and whatever. So listen, Conor, if that fight doesn't happen, which it doesn't look likely that it is going to happen against Amir Khan, what's the roadmap for you the next 12 months? When do you see yourself fighting again this summer? And how long before you box for a world title?
I reckon I'll be out again in July. Late July, early August. You know, who knows? Maybe the European. We'll go that route, and then we can see maybe final eliminator later on in the year. It's we'll see. I haven't sat down with my team and had a chat with them yet, but you know, we do plan on cleaning up. However, it means we get there. Obviously, I've got the best team. You know, the team I'm with. Yeah. You know, my team's very experienced in getting fighters to the top, achieving world titles. So I'm confident in whatever route they say go. My job is to beat the man up in the other corner. Their job is to make me as much money as possible and get me my world title. and it's as simple as that. I don't cross the wires. I don't get it twisted. My job is to beat the man up who they put in front of me, and then their job is to do as I said. So, and that's the winning team.
Listen, Conor, there was a big fight being billed with Josh Kelly. Obviously, he got beat by David Avanesian for the European title. Is that something that would that entertain you, a fight like Avanesian? Because that could be high risk, little reward, because he's not really a known name, Avanesian, is he? Whereas the Josh Kelly fight was sort of quite an attractive fight to watch.
Well, the difference between Kelly and Avanesian is Kelly would have been a big, massive domestic. There wasn't me a day where I'd walk down the road and someone go, "What are you going to do that Kelly?" And when's that Kelly fight? Every single day I had that. Do you know what I mean? And that's the sort of fight that the British public want. That's why the likes of Amir Khan, the Josh Kelly, because they're big, massive domestics, and you cannot beat a big domestic. When
Exactly.
you cannot beat a domestic. You know, sometimes. So those were the two names that to me were like, okay, I like them names. You know, because no one would give me a chance against Kelly. Nobody would give me a chance against Kelly a while ago. And I kept trying to tell people. But then again, people will go, I'm delusional. But then again, I think you've got to be in this sport. You got your self-belief borderline delusional. You got to have your self-belief. You got to be so confident you can beat any man in the world. You got to be so confident you can beat King Kong. Do you know what I mean? It's just, you got to have that self-belief in yourself.
Okay. Well, we'll get on to King Kong's agent as soon as we get out of here. Listen, Conor, well done you. That was terrific against Vargas. And if it's Khan, whoever it is next, we back you because we're with you right here in talkSPORT all the way. Conor Benn with us live this lunchtime.